I'll do about 15 minutes talk about what is it biomedical is, why do we exist, and what is it that you can expect as a participant in the program. So let me just see if I can, yeah. You could say on the very overall, our aspiration is to improve healthcare through our needs-driven innovation methodology. And I'll get back to what our needs-driven innovation methodology is. And the way that we strive for this very ambitious goal is to empower and launch healthcare innovators. So through people like you that we train. And we are not the only ones who share this great aspiration, but it's also laid on or the motivation is laid on a more practical background, you could say, and also the reason why the Novo Nordisk Foundation is sponsoring our program, and the reason why Aarhus University and Copenhagen University and all the 5 Danish regions that are managing our hospital system, the reason why they are also backing our program. And that is that in Denmark, we really need to turn more academic research into innovation in healthcare. And we really need to raise innovation activity and adoption of technology in our healthcare system. And we need much more and much better collaborations between industry, meaning also startups, academia, and healthcare. But to succeed with that, we have really a demand for much better and much broader innovation competences among the Danish workforce, and also a much higher demand for entrepreneurial mindset. So that's sort of the rationale for our program. So why should you be interested in joining biomedical design? Well, if you would like to gain the competences and the expert network to innovate in or for healthcare, that's a good reason, because you'll get that in this program. Also, if you would really like to try out a full cycle of innovation and do it on a real life need in a safe space to fail, then this is also the place to do it. The fellowship itself is it's a full-time education for 10 months, starting 1st of September and ending 30th of June. Due to this generous grant that we have from the Novo Nordisk Foundation, we are able to support the participants with a monthly grant of 40,000 to cover living expenses. And every year we accept 16 fellows into our program, and among that 2 to 4 internationals, or meaning people who are not speaking Danish. In terms of educational background, we have a minimum criteria, which is a master's degree and some work experience. And if you're then sitting there maybe with a nursing background and only a bachelor's, don't despair. If you have sufficient amount of work experience and also some practical project experience, or maybe you have been steering some innovation projects, then that is also adding up to qualify. We strive to build interdisciplinary teams in this program because interdisciplinarity drives the inventive level of innovations. So we look for many different backgrounds for this program, and you can see it described more on our homepage. And then we also look for or strive to have a gender balance, and it's almost 50-50 today. So with a slight overweight to the male participant side, but almost 50-50. And we are quite proud of that. Furthermore, and I'll say what I say here can also be looked up on our homepage, but when we assess your applications, what we look for is also we look for people with work experience from the healthcare sector or the life science industry. We look for people who have experience with running or being part of health innovation projects. And when I say health innovation projects, I don't mean necessarily or only mean high-tech technology projects. And it doesn't only have to be projects that have had a commercial scope. There are many types of innovation. Don't limit yourself in assessing your own qualifications. It could also be that you have experience with innovation projects from other disciplines. That could, for instance, be some advanced applied research projects. Or it could be that you have had or been an employee in a startup. Or that you have had other types of entrepreneurial experience where you have really led the establishment of something new that creates value for other people. Yeah. No. So biomedical design is organized with two offices, one in Aarhus and one in Copenhagen. And it's Aarhus University who's the leading university of the program, but it's done together with Copenhagen University. And then, as I said, these 5 regions that are running the hospital systems in Denmark, they are also backing the program. Oh. Here you see, and I would really, sorry, but I need to sort of remove, you have all your nice faces are sort of in my way. Let me just step one more back. Okay, I can't remove you. That's fine. So what you see here is an outline of the full year. We start out in September with what we call a boot camp, where you get to settle in with your co-fellows. You get introduced to the host department that you will where you'll do your clinical immersion. And you get an experience of what the whole program is in just 2 days. We have a special workshop designed for that. And you will get some training to prepare yourself for doing observations in the clinical department. Then you begin this phase, which we call our needs finding and needs exploration phase. And this is really the cornerstone for the rest of the program, and it's the cornerstone of the needs-driven approach. So what I would like to say here is that biomedical design is not an accelerator. You can't bring your own pre-formed idea to the program and then develop it here. No, we will put you in a clinical department where you will really experience true real-life problems in healthcare, and that will be your basis for identifying compelling unmet needs that needs an innovative solution. So during the month of October and November, and partly also December, you do a lot of shadowing and interviewing healthcare professionals in their everyday life at in a hospital. That will bring you to identify some unmet needs, and a selection of them you will bring forward into our creative skills phase, where you will be trained in ideating solutions and prototyping these solutions and gradually turning them into something that can be conceptualized more profoundly. And that leads to the 4th phase of our program, the concept and commercial skills phase, where you, in parallel to prototyping, will also develop your business strategies for how this idea that you have come up with should come alive. So that would be a regulatory strategy, funding strategy, intellectual property strategy, business models, and so forth, health economy, many aspects that will train you to understand what is sort of the game of turning an innovation into something that can, or an innovative technology into something that can live afterwards. You finish the program with a written report and also a graduation pitch. Yeah. So, and one important aspect to know here is that you'll be put in teams in this program, and you don't select your teams yourself. So it's the program management that will put you in teams, and the very winded line there shows how it is to be in a team. We do this on purpose to actually train your ability to develop team development skills, because innovation is not a one-man show. So if you want to work with innovation in the future, then you need to be able to work in teams. And that training you'll really get in this program. Yes. Also, we have, would say, two overall goals. The first and primary goal for us are our people. So that is to develop people skills. And there are many, many learning goals in this program. I have just highlighted sort of some overall ones here that sums up a lot of the learning goals. So it's that you will increase your creative self-efficacy, to develop your entrepreneurial mindset, enable you to navigate complexity and ambiguity, because innovating in and for healthcare is not an easy task. As said previously, you will develop your team development skills and your collaborative skills. And because we are such an interdisciplinary program, and because you'll be creating such a huge new network, you will also get a lot of training in interdisciplinary communication. Yeah. In terms of the projects that you develop in the programs, we use what we call the innovation readiness level scale to steer you through some specific goals where we want you to develop your project up to a certain level in the program. So you will get through some aspects like customer readiness level, technology readiness level, funding readiness level, intellectual property readiness level, and so forth. I can say for the fellowship year that is up and coming, the 2024-25 fellowship year, the hospitals that will host the fellows there will be the Regional Hospital North Jutland and Aalborg University Hospital, and it will be Holbæk Hospital. It needs to be really finally confirmed, but it's the expectation that this will be the end result. And we have cardiology as a specialty in all three places, and we are also in dialogue with nephrology and endocrinology, these three places. So you will get to dive into some really interesting specialties during this fellowship year. And together with these host hospitals, we are defining an overarching innovation challenge for the fellowship year that is up and going. And that overall, or the overall title for that innovation challenge will be to work on this must-win battle that we have, where we need to, do actually a transformation of our healthcare system. We need to move some of the highly resource demanding health services, the very costly ones, move them out towards something closer to the patient, maybe even all the way to the home of the patient, where we need less healthcare resources and less expensive technologies. So that's a transformation that not only the Danish healthcare system needs to undergo, but many healthcare systems around the globe in the next decades to come. So that's a challenge that we will embark on, but we will make it much more narrow and concrete, and something that you can really dive deep into, in a way where the clinical host hospital, they will define an even more narrow innovation challenge under that umbrella. And that will be your scope for your clinical immersion, where you will do, so through this 360-degree analysis work that you will do throughout the whole year, you will gather a ton of insights. And those insights will lead to that you will develop a team lead project that is a scalable solution. It can be a scalable solution either in a commercial way or a non-commercial way. And that process will give you or train your innovation skills, but at the same time, it will actually create a direct valuable output for also the participating host hospitals, because you will be addressing something that they feel are actually important for them. Also, your work will lead to that you will identify some local improvement potentials that can maybe mitigate some elements of the challenges that they have right now on a more short-term basis, and where the host department will be able to maybe work on those local improvement potentials themselves afterwards. Yes. So where do alumni work today? They work a lot of places. So quite a few of them, they have started their own business, either with the project that they have developed during the program here. That's actually quite many. I think we have 14 or 15 spin-outs now from the program, from the first 4 cohorts that we have run. Then we have a lot of fellows or former fellows who work in public institutions that is universities and university hospitals or hospitals, but also some of these units that are sort of in between the public sector and the industry sector, that are supporting industrial development and public-private partnerships. And then we have fellows, they are really working in a wide range of the Danish life science industry. That's the icons on the right side. It's almost all of it are either digital companies or medical device companies. Now, the application process. You should apply before the 15th of March. Please do. And I would like to highlight here that you need to go check our homepage, because there are specific requirements for your applications. We actually have some specific questions that we want you to address in your written application, and also in the small video that you have to do also. So take a look at it. Then by the 19th of April, no later than that, we will invite 36 to 40 applicants for an assessment day. And that assessment day will be on the 30th of April for half of the people and 1st of May for the other half of the invited. And that online assessment it's an online assessment workshop, and it also includes a written assignment that you have to complete on the day after the online part has finished. And that assessment workshop is followed up with a short online interview in the period between 7th and 14th of May. And then people will be notified if they are enrolled by the 21st of May. So that's our application process, and I can only recommend to go check our homepage also when you start writing your application. Lastly, I'll just say that we select applicants based on their passion, their potential, and their people skills. People skills are important in this program because you are working so intimately and intensely together with people you don't know before. So yeah, that's all from me, Katrine. So I'll give the word back to you.
Thank you very much, Sys. That was nice to hear.